Wound healing is a major concern in healthcare practice, as non-healing wounds could have grave consequences reaching to mortality. That is why we at Third Eye have been keen to introduce the latest technology for wound healing, SilverSol. It's introduced in the Egyptian market under the name Supernatural Silver, the FDA-approved technology for a second-to-none wound healing experience. The current problem with wound healing is that recent research have shown that only 50 to 70% of wounds heal in randomized clinical trials, testing the latest technologies aimed at wound healing. One such research was presented by Dr. William Ennis, the chief of the section of wound healing and tissue repair at the University of Illinois Hospital, in Advances of Wound Care in the year 2013. Dr. William Ennis added that digging deep to know the reason behind non-healing wounds have showed a common thread among them, which is a persistent inflammatory phase, usually caused by pathogenic infections. Those infections fail to resolve in time, leading to the extension of the phase and hence the failure of wound healing. Looking back at pathogenic infections, we realize that bacterial resistance is a growing concern in wound healing that has been on the rise in the last decade. This was mentioned by Dr. Aaron Elborn from the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology in his article in ACS Nano magazine, January 2020, where he raised the concern that we are heading to a post-antibiotic era where minor surgeries, common wounds, could turn fatal due to resistant infections. That is why we at Third Eye were keen to introduce the latest advancement for silver in wound healing, the FDA-approved tetrasilver tetroxide SilverSol technology that acts effectively and safely to heal chronic wounds. SilverSol technology is presented in Egypt under the trade name Supernatural Silver. SilverSol is a nanosilver technology where silver nanoparticles have been created at the most bioactive diameter size of 5 to 7 nanometers. And unlike common nanosilver particles, its surface is not covered by silver oxide, but is rather covered by a never-seen-before tetrahedral crystal of tetrasilver tetroxide. What's new and unique about those tetrahedral surface crystals is their ability to produce electromagnetic energy due to the resonance of extra electrons around the oxygen atoms of the crystals. The electromagnetic energy produced by the crystals was shown to be equal to 910 terahertz. The electromagnetic energy produced by SilverSol crystals enables it to possess a unique capability. SilverSol can steal electrons from the outer negatively charged cell membranes of bacteria once they get in close proximity. The stolen bacterial electrons are then shot back at the speed of light towards the bacterial cell membranes, leading to the rupture and death. This unique capability of SilverSol crystals makes them able to eradicate the most resistant bacterial strains like methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. SilverSol is also effective against bacterial biofilm, as the size of its nanoparticles makes them able to penetrate through the pores of the biofilm and into close proximity to the bacteria. In vitro clinical research have shown that SilverSol possesses an unparalleled kill rate against common wound-infecting pathogens that exceeds 99% within 1 hour of application, like methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and vancomycin-resistant enterococci. SilverSol is also effective at killing fungi with the same mechanism used against bacteria. One such fungi that causes wound infection is Candida albicans. The crystals shoot electrons and keep their stability without silver deposition, hence they eradicate bacteria and fungi at the highest efficacy using the least concentration possible. This feature makes SilverSol superior in efficacy to colloidal nanosilver, as it only requires 24 parts per million to eradicate those pathogens, in comparison to at least 3,000 parts per million of colloidal silver to have an effect against common pathogens. This uniqueness of emitting 910 terahertz of electromagnetic energy makes SilverSol a pathogen-killing machine gun. When it comes to speeding the wound healing process, SilverSol is unique in its ability to attract mesenchymal stem cells to the wound site by its electromagnetic energy. This increases the concentration of stem cells in the newly formed tissue, leading to their differentiation into skin tissue cells, hence speeding the healing process and wound closure. One added benefit that SilverSol technology has been shown to possess was its ability to reduce pain at the wound site due to the manipulation of its electromagnetic energy with the buildup of charge at sensory nerve endings. This leads to the interference with the nerve electric impulse. With the introduction of SilverSol technology, we at Third Eye have come a long way to leap into the future of wound healing by presenting a technology that possesses powerful antimicrobial effect against bacteria, fungi, and even viruses. It also aids in providing the best wound healing experience through its antimicrobial effect, stem cell migration and activation effect, and by its capability to reduce the pain. SilverSol technology is introduced under the trade name Supernatural Silver in the forms of an aqueous spray and gel, which makes it easy to apply on wounds in different management settings. Supernatural Silver is easy to apply in wounds. We start by applying the spray, a generous amount on the wound and around the wound, and then wait for 5 minutes till it dries. Then we apply a thin layer of the gel to cover the wound and wait for 10 to 15 minutes till the wound absorbs the gel. Then the wound is covered by dressing depending on the physician's directions. This can be repeated once or twice daily for the optimal results of wound healing.